All right, so this one here, I believe this is I think it's a female police officer. And so notice where the other police officer is. So, I mean, they're basically facing each other, but luckily they're, at least for now, the guns are pointed at the car. And so you got a crossfire issue here, especially as the woman moves out. She gets out of her driver's side door. Now she's literally in between both police officers who have their guns pointed at this woman. And so if you're smart, if you're the cop, like if I'm her, if I'm the woman who's got the body cam that you're seeing, you're going to want to at least move over to your left and back out of the way so you don't have the same crossfire. So you don't get shot by your partner, which unfortunately does happen. But like I said, this, she's got a red dot on there. Looks like it could be a Hollow maybe, and or maybe an Acro. And but she ends up hitting the woman. She's aiming for center mass, but she ends up hitting the woman, I think, in her hip and her thigh. And it's just because she squeezes on the gun and the gun tends to, because again, this is why, there's a video I did years ago with John on the gun range called Mastering the Trigger Press, which maybe while we're talking, Chunky can look that up at some point and drop that in there. It's a real short video. That's the most important thing about pistol is the dot can't move. The iron sights can't move until the trigger breaks and the hammer sends a firing pin into the primer and the round, and then it goes off. Because when you get on the gun and you squeeze this way and the dot goes down, wherever the dot is when the hammer strikes the firing pin is where the round is going to go. And so instead of hitting this woman's center mass where she was aiming, because that's where all police are taught, is to shoot center mass, she ends up hitting her in the hip and the thigh. And then I think several rounds missed. So this woman gets out of the car and she's got a knife. And so she shoots her in the leg, but not on purpose. Roll tape. With their thumbs. See, the partner moved out of the way. He moved to the left. But, I mean, it did the job. And they're usually using 147 grain hollow points. Well, a good shoot.
Where the hell she's from?
I was in Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie, Florida. Florida woman. Don't fuck with the popo. You're going to lose. And so this guy, this video is edited a little bit. So this moron who's got a extended magazine, he decides it's a good idea. Because the thing is, most of the time, especially if you encounter a criminal with a pistol, they have no idea how to use it. They spray and pray. This guy, I think, uses one hand to shoot at the police officer, which is, he's going to regret it, as you'll see. Don't fuck with the popo, because you're going to lose. He's walking around with... He's not going to hit anything like that. Whoa! Boom.
Oh my gosh.
He run him over?
Boom. Yep.
Yeah.
There's the gun with the, extra capacity, high capacity. Don't fuck with the popo because you're going to lose. We got 3 or 4 of these. This is actually pretty cool. So this video, this guy, he's got his nods on in his house. But I noticed, I think he might have edited this because a bear broke into this guy's house, a black bear, if I'm not mistaken. And you'll see in the beginning of this video, he's got his nods on, but it looks like he doesn't have a magazine in his rifle. And so that's why I'm thinking it's edited, because he's done I guess he did a compilation video to explain what happened. So he hears some noise in his house, and so I think he's just using the flashlight on his gun when he actually shoots this bear. It's just interesting. But this is why you should have a rifle. Yeah, there's no magazine in these. Unless he puts it in later.
There's a bear. Oh, not the
The
bear.
bear will eat you from your asshole up.
Stay in your room.
Yeah, so that's a flashlight.
Oh, I saw a bear when I went to Tennessee.
Dead bear.
That's a black bear.
And they said they wouldn't let him keep the bear and stuff it because I guess if you shoot a bear in your home, the city and the fish and wildlife people come and take it. So that's what, like the first part, I think he was just kind of doing like a reenactment to make a video compilation out of it. I don't think he actually had his nods on because when you're under night vision, obviously you're if you've got typically the flashlight is regular illumination and infrared. And so infrared, like when you have nods on, even if it's dark and you hit the flashlight, nobody else is going to see it because our eyes can't pick it up. But when you have nods on and you're using an infrared flashlight, it lights up just like a flashlight light because you got your nods on. Um, but like I said, I think this was the compilation. He filmed this after the fact because again, there's no magazine
Yeah, I think you're right. I
in
think
his
he filmed
gun.
that. Just because also if the bear's in your house, you're not gonna say all this shit.
Yeah, so I think he filmed this to be part of the video. He's got his nods on. So I don't think he had his nods on when he actually did the shooting.